Hi everybody, hello, welcome back to our monthly episode of Conversations with Myoki. My name is Pepine van den Berg.
My name is Myoki.
And well, where are we? We have just experienced another lockdown.
A hard one.
Yeah. And there are certain measures are going to be lifted, but for us we found out that we have a very different experience of time, and I feel a little bit drained and tired, and I think we're in this for a long time right now. So what I thought was we're going to look where we are and see where we are on the graph of the Polyvagal Theory. And we are a bit overwhelmed at the moment.
Overstimulated?
Overstimulated, overwhelmed.
I think we've had enough after 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the main thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel tired and drained, and so not only overstimulated but also understimulated.
Yeah,
because I'm a little bit restricted in going somewhere wearing a face mask. So there's a sort of I think about, do I want to go there or not? What do I have to do to even get across, get into this place? So I'm overstimulated and understimulated. Is it also for you?
I'm overstimulated by all the news and all the games that are being played.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm starting to feel like I am being played. So that's an overstimulation, and understimulation is I have to work hard. I have to put energy in the fact to get me out of the understimulation.
Yeah.
I have to get a grip on myself. So don't want to go there. Let's do something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I really have to put energy into it to keep going in the action.
Yeah. Yeah. And you have a wonderful tool. You told me about The Artist's Way by
Julia Cameron.
Julia Cameron.
I have several ways to get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I still have my dog Bloemetje, my dog.
Yeah.
So she needs attention, and she needs a specific times a day that she needs me for food and walks, and so she dictates my day, actually. Mm-hmm. Because this reoccurring occasions are important during the day, I think, to keep a grip. And another way for me is sculpting. And another way for me is I'm following the program of The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. Mm-hmm. And I really love her work. It's a 12 weeks course. And there are 3, what's it called, pillars? Mm-hmm. Like you write the morning pages, so 3 A4. Mm-hmm. And it works like a brain drain. And you do it as early as possible on the day, and I found out it really gives you a bottom in the day. And another way is once a week you do you take your inner child out for play. Mm-hmm. It's she calls it kunstenaarsafspraakje, artists.
appointment or
appointment.
date.
A date with your inner artist.
Mm-hmm.
And that might involve going shopping for stickers, or that might involve going for a walk and photograph 3 red things, or whatever it is.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So to playfully come back to the creative side of you. And I think it's important when you get stuck or when you get understimulated or overstimulated to get back to a baseline.
Yeah, yeah.
To get what's not of use out of your mind.
Mm-hmm.
And what I also found, I use pen and paper. So it's not, you can also do it behind your desk on your computer. But I find it more helpful to have a pen and paper.
Is this the most helpful?
It's
because there's a connection.
Yeah, so you
with
make
the hand and the brain, yeah.
Hand, heart.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's immediate connection. And I like to write. I've always written, ever since I was a little child, having a diary and writing down stuff. And I love to write. And this way of writing, because it's structured, and it's also structuring part of the day, I like it very much, and it's helpful. Yeah. At least for me it's helpful, and I think it might be helpful to for a lot of people. I know not everybody loves to write, but it's a helpful technique, or one of the helpful techniques.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was glad I found that book back in my closet.
Yeah, I think it's very important to find ways to deactivate overwhelm, overstimulation. Very important, because I find that it's taking its toll, and my resilience is it's like doing sports. My resilience, it's weakening.
Going down.
And going down. Yeah. So finding ways and keeping at it is really, it's so important that we don't lose sight of our inner self, our inner motivation and where we stand.
Yep.
To keep that, I've read The Handmaid's Tale. I forget the author, and I love the series. But when you read the book, she fades. She forgets, the main character forgets what it was like when she was free, having a relationship, having a job, having money, all that kind of stimuli. And in her book she fades. She has to do more effort to remember. And what you said before, this seems so long ago, but then it's only 2 or 3 weeks. Your life is a little,
I don't know what it is or where it comes from, but
the experience of time.
The experience of time is changing. It's weird.
It's really weird.
It's playing havoc,
yeah.
Something.
Wreaking havoc.
Not normal. No, it used to be normal, Monday, Tuesday, and now it's like it's going fast, or way faster, or not as fast as it should be, or living in the here and now, but also the past is very close by, and the future is also very close by. It's so terribly intertwined.
Yeah.
And it's hard to put it apart. So this is past, this is present, and this is future. And sometimes it seems like it's all one.
Yeah.
Which I think it is, but it's a different feeling. It's a different experience.
Yeah. Yeah, so we have to keep mobilizing ourselves. So I think we have a lot of we have a lot of effort in staying out of the freeze, staying out of the shutdown, staying out of the depression and numbness. We do want to feel joy in the present, grounded, open, and being social, engaged, and feeling safe. But this is also compromised at the moment. So we need to mobilize to borrow some energy from fight, flight, borrow some energy from our sympathetic nervous system to keep fighting for our own values.
Values, but also freedom.
Yeah.
And I think...
and freedom of mind as well.
Freedom of mind, freedom of thought, freedom of speech, freedom of going wherever you want or need to go.
Yeah.
Without any restrictions.
Yeah.
It's about time after 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's high time. And I think it's high time for many people, because I've seen the protests growing and growing and growing. More and more people, more and more places, and it's getting huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Mm-hmm. I think it's needed to to go back to normal for our own mental health, physical health and mental health,
and also for making connection again.
Yeah, that's ventral vagal.
Yeah,
connection. Yeah,
it's sickening when you lock up and isolate people.
Mm-hmm.
Makes people go weird.
Yeah, you get fragmented.
It's
yeah. This morning also I had a new client, and the first thing she did was offer me her hand. And there's this crazy reaction of, okay, shall we do this or not? So I pulled my hand back and asked, would you like me to shake your hand? And she said, no, let's not do that.
Oh my God.
So how do we heal from this? I hope we have a conversation one day to talk about how do we heal from us being forced to get out of connection, and how do we come back? Because we'll need a time to heal from this, to reprogram ourselves.
I think so much is broken, or so much is being broken. And I do think some things will not return. And shaking hands or giving a hug might be one of those things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Because there will be a fear for a few years, a long time.
Yeah, I think so. Because this is so imprinted by people in their minds, and it's becoming part of their memory.
Mm-hmm.
And cellular memory.
Yeah.
In the meantime. It's not just, you don't have to remind people of it. It's like you said, it's going back. Let's not do this.
Yeah.
And the normal human way is, hi.
Yeah.
I am.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. That's a normal human response. And in all those kinds of ways, the natural stuff, the humanity is taken out. It's gone.
But one very, very important thing to help overstimulation is touch.
Yeah.
And it is called neuroaffective touch, and which is also part of the Polyvagal Theory. Because when babies aren't touched, they die.
Yeah, but it's for humans, grown-ups, the same, because you might not die physically, but emotionally and mentally, something is dying. Something is not normal.
Because your arousal is not being deactivated.
Yeah, and one of the ways to bring back is to touch, to feel your own bodily boundary.
Yeah, and I sleep under a weighted blanket of 7 kilograms. So I'm touched all night. Like having 7 cats sleeping on you. I love it. Yeah, it keeps me... when I feel the weight of the blanket, then I can breathe out, and I'm very quickly in this ventral state, in the rest and recuperate state, to fall asleep and to sleep during the night. Yeah. So in my subconscious, I feel safe. Nothing can harm me. So my mind can go to sleep, and my body.
Yep.
So neuroaffective touch, you can Google it if you want. It's very important that with consent, of course.
Oh God.
that we touch each other with consent.
Not
we
woke.
have to say.
Not woke consent.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah. Difficult subject, that touch. That touch and go stuff.
But you feel the difference.
Oh yeah.
You feel. I'm a body worker for 20 years, and one of the first courses I did, I've actually learned how to touch another human being, and how important it is to touch in the right way. And I can touch a perfect stranger, and he or she feels safe, and feels held, and feels seen, and feels comforted. It's a skill.
Yeah.
And when there's no consent, and when there's a weird touch, you feel it. Because we're human beings, we have this.
It's not for nothing that you have those Me Too scandals at the moment.
Which has nothing to do with touch, but it has to do with power. Don't you agree?
Absolutely. I've worked many years with women who were abused and attacked and raped and everything.
Oh.
And there is such a difference. There's a lot to learn from their experiences as well.
In small steps.
Very small steps.
Yeah, I think touching is out of the question in the first few...
No touch.
No.
No. So you have to find... I found other ways.
Yeah?
There was still in a time where we shook hands.
Yeah.
So that touch was there.
Yeah.
But furthermore, no. Touching is just sitting in front of each other. And the way... that's also very tricky, because when you start mirroring somebody, it can feel very safe for that person, but it can also feel not safe, like, whoa.
And we have to read those cues.
Yeah.
We are ventral vagal, and how can we let the other person feel safe enough to hold space for this person, and we can see whether we activate them or not, or whether they go into a freeze response, which is, everything is okay. And the only role we have is to stay in our ventral vagal position, to stay grounded in the present, and in our attunement frame, in the course of the session or the conversation. Non-verbally, we can let the other person know it's okay. Almost every a lot of communication is non-verbal.
I think 80% is non-verbal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so interesting.
Yeah. Stress and trauma is I think it's the most interesting thing in being human, because you cannot grow up without getting some kind of trauma.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you look at
you
yourself,
can't always be seen and heard.
No. And there will always be process trauma or shock trauma, whatever.
Yeah.
And you can't protect anybody from it.
It's a way we grow.
It's a way of growing, and it's a way of becoming
Building
an adult and becoming resilient and building capacity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like you say it in connection with other people, but it's also that you build capacity in yourself, that you can carry yourself literally through life.
Yeah.
With all that you have, with all that you are, with all your big and small and whatever trauma you have.
Mm-hmm. But I think the times that we live in, with overstimulus, we trigger old traumas.
Well, this time is especially hard for people who already have trauma.
Yeah, I've experienced it myself.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. With people who have trauma that you are not seen or not heard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or feeling isolated.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not seen, you're not heard.
Feeling ignored.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Rejected.
Yeah, and all this trauma for all those people are coming back more or less.
Yeah.
With all kind of new trauma on top of it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I have to keep up doing all the self-care. I really have to, what you say, you have to grab yourself by the ears and do it.
Yeah.
By journaling, by going out, the shops are open, just going into town and do those kind of things. I think the lockdowns are not healthy anymore.
They never were.
No.
Sorry.
No.
Sorry. They never were.
No.
No, and you know, I can... when this all started 2 years ago now, it was scary and it was new, and people were willing to do it, were willing to compromise, were willing to help each other, were staying at home, solidarity, everything kind of blooming in that way. But and there was a lot of understanding for the measures as well, but they're gone.
Yeah.
And more people are coming to see this is not working. You know, I took my jabs, but they don't work, or just for a very limited time. I'm wearing my masks, but not working. I did do my social distancing, also not working. We've been locked up for a longer time than I would like to say. Also not working. People are still getting sick and whatever. So maybe it's high time we should find another way.
Yeah.
We never did this with the flu. We never did those measures with any other disease. We never had...
with infectious diseases.
We never had this before with infectious diseases. We never had those messages on the TV, on the mainstream media, like so many deaths. We never had that with cancer patients. We never had that with heart patients. What are they doing? You know,
accidents.
No. It's so unhealthy, the fear and the fear of death and the fear of getting sick they put into the mind of people in the visceral, in the cellular mind.
We are continuously in our sympathetic nervous system, rage, anger, or worry and anxiety. Worry and anxiety is flight, and rage and anger, irritation, frustration is fight.
Yep.
So when you're constantly in sympathetic, it comes with a price of feeling tired or feeling,
or getting sick.
Getting sick on top of everything. Then you do your social distancing, mask wearing and vaccination, and you still get sick because we are continuously in the sympathetic state.
Yep.
Shall we see what the... Let's pull a card.
Yes.
To give us some comfort.
I think we all need comfort.
Yeah.
And now more than ever.
Let's have a nice message. Would you like to pull one? Oh! Did you read it?
No.
It's love.
I leave it up to you.
There we have it.
Love.
Love is the answer.
Well, I think when you look at this one, curiosity, openness, compassion, mindful, I think that's some kind of definition of love.
It is. Love connects.
Love connects, love heals.
Yeah.
And I think when you can connect with like-minded people, like what I see happening on those demonstrations, it's, I think it's a wonderful sight. I'm always happy to see it happening.
Yeah.
And I always get the same frustration again and again when other groups try to ruin it. That too. But I love to see the connection happening.
Yeah.
And many people finding each other.
Yeah.
Making walks together. Also people who you might not have met before.
Yeah. And I think the reason why we still believe in love and still believe in old ancient wisdom, which we studied for over 2 decades at least. Yeah, we keep this is our way of living, our way of thinking. Yeah, and it's authentic.
I think we need to keep the authenticity, and I think we need to keep the love, we need to keep the humanity. We need to get back to local, we need to get back to connection.
Yeah.
We need to get back to nature. And I know that all the signs are pointing the opposite direction, the direction of globalism and big and more money and more stuff. And I think that's just not the answer.
No.
I think we should stop where we are and go back. Go back to your own worth, to your own self-worth, to your own nature, inward, but also outward. It's the same.
Yeah.
I think it's important to start seeing that that you are that tree, and that you are the earth, and that you are the sky, that you are the wind, that you are the grass, that you are the leaf.
Yeah. We are.
I think that might be the answer. And for me, that's true love. That connection.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that connection can be covered by all kinds of trauma and all kinds of survival mechanisms. But this might be also the way, the time to start uncover it, to start looking at the survival mechanisms you have, to start taking a good close look at that trauma, what you carry with you, what everybody carries with them, and to start unravel it.
Yeah.
unpack it and see it for what it is.
And that's also loving yourself.
That's also loving yourself, but you always, that's also a sign of solidarity towards your fellow human beings, because the less trauma you have, the more open and the more loving you can be towards the other,
Yeah.
and to embrace each other.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's time. I think it's time to see it for what it is,
Yeah.
and to start uncovering it, to stop or even take a step back.
Yeah.
And look at it, what is happening and how it affects you, and where. We were talking about this before, like for some people it's isolation that drives them crazy. For somebody else it's some kind of person who
yeah.
who carries the message, who is the messenger, who drives them crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to start looking at where does it hit?
Mm-hmm.
And uncover it, let it go, let it go. I'm still in the process of letting it go.
Yeah. What are my triggers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, that is knowing yourself. It's loving yourself and knowing yourself. And then you can be in your most authentic way, connecting to your heart. Everybody knows what you see is what you get.
Yep.
So there's always good communication. There's respect.
Yeah, and there's also...
And boundaries, healthy boundaries.
Yeah, and also the yes is a yes and the no is a no. And it won't be clouded with or intertwined with something else.
Yeah.
My mom was very good at that. When she told me yes, it was yes. Even when it got difficult because of certain circumstances, but her yes was a yes and her no was a no. And I didn't have to try to start to turn that no around. No way. Yes is yes, no is no. No doubt about it, nothing. It was very clear.
Because you can let go.
Yeah.
There's no way to manipulate.
Yeah.
So you can let it, so there's no energy wasted on thinking about how can I manipulate my mother. No is no, so okay.
Sad. And in hindsight, mostly, I understand this no. It was a bad no. She was right. She was right. Yeah, but it was very clear. And that makes the conversation and the contact very reliable as well.
Yeah.
And I think it's also I've always carried that with me.
Yeah.
I have a difficult time with people who say yes and mean no. Because I feel it.
Yeah.
You're telling me yes, but I feel a but. That's or the other way around.
That's a non-verbal communication.
Yeah. Or you say no, but when I look at you, it's a yes. Give it to me. It's it's not clear.
No.
It's some kind of clouded. It's you're in a gray space, like the sky is gray now. It's not. I don't like it.
No.
I like to hear and to be able to trust the yes and to be able to trust the no.
Yeah. First to trust the yeses and the nos in ourselves.
Yep.
First love ourselves, have healthy boundaries, do to yourself how you treat yourself, how you treat others, and
But you're also showing others how you want to be treated.
Yeah, goes hand in hand.
Yep. So be careful what you wish for. Yeah. And that's also to get back to, that's a very unpopular opinion, but if you're not clear on your boundaries, people can step over your boundaries.
Yeah.
And when you start turning on them, I don't think it's right, because you were not having a healthy boundary.
Yeah.
It's always a two-way street. And no, it's not victim blaming. It has to do with boundaries. It has to do to be very clear.
Yeah.
If somebody comes up to you and he or she wants to touch you and you don't want it, you be very clear.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get the thought, and well, okay, I come because when I say yes, I will get that job or I will get that whatever you want to have. It's not clear.
No.
And you're also not respecting yourself and also not respecting the other.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't say it's okay to step over people's boundaries. No. So you both have to have a healthy boundary.
Yeah. It's all about consent.
Yeah. Yes is yes and no is no.
I think there is a step. Before there's especially in when there's a power struggle, when the other person has too much power or is in the position to promise you things. Yeah, it's also education and also it's a very difficult topic.
Yeah, it is.
But having a healthy boundary and I'm reading this book. It's not about children, but it's about elderly, demented people and sometimes the men and women are in the same room, but sometimes the men forget that they forget themselves and they want to touch the elderly women in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And they say no, they start to fight because there's no reflection. Mm-hmm. Of they really feel from no, this is my boundary. I can fight you. Stop.
Mm-hmm.
So even when you are old, when you are demented, there's not this reserve of can this about jobs, or then it's more of a visceral reaction to touch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's one of the things I've heard most, the feelings of guilt with women who were raped because their body reacted.
Yeah. And I think that it is difficult at the moment because there's no education. And let's hope that from a very early age that we can educate our children to understand how our bodies respond, that we even can say no, how to ask for consent or how to give consent. Let it be part of education.
Yes, and also meditation should be in education, I think.
Yeah.
Because also in meditation you learn to get to know yourself, and you learn to be with what is there, whether you like it or not. You sit with it, literally. Plus it calms you down. It teaches you your reactive patterns.
Yeah.
So I think it's an important topic as well.
Yeah.
To be educated on.
And I think also with, it's a very good point, meditate, getting in touch with your felt sense, getting in touch with your body, feeling where you are. And I had a very strong reaction to a test with a nose swab. And I said no. Nobody has, I had this very strict boundary. I did want to go to a museum. I did. But I wasn't going to do that in order to have my, my whatever, my pass. So they went into my nose and I retracted. I said, no way. No. Nobody has anything to do in my head. That's how I felt.
Yeah.
So, and I think because I didn't freeze, I fled. I didn't fight, but I said no. And then he found out that he did the wrong test. So I had I had the lighter test, and then I was good to go, and nothing was wrong. But that's, I think, when you, with education, with meditation, with learning your how you respond, with learning your practicing, learning your boundaries, you can say no. Mm-hmm. Also, when there's a reward at the end. I did want to go to a museum, I did want to go to a restaurant, but this wasn't going to happen.
So no museum, no restaurant,
no.
There was a question also on, I saw coming by on social media, like, what do you want to do when all the restrictions are lifted?
Yeah.
And my response was, well, I want to go to the Freedom Museum.
Yeah.
And I really want to go there.
Yeah.
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 To write about it, but it's
yeah.
And I really want to go there, but also not with a test, not with the
No.
diaper stuff, no, nothing. I just want to go to the Freedom Museum completely free.
Yeah.
When it's open and when I want to go there,
Yeah.
and not with all kind of test restrictions and no way.
No.
The museum will still be there when people come to the senses. At least I hope.
Yeah.
You never know.
Let's keep connected. Let's keep loving ourselves and others, respecting each other's boundaries, etc., etc.
Till next month. Bye.
Okay. Have a nice day, week. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.